As we head into the much latter half of the season, it seems like the perfect time to identify some of the key weaknesses that have plagued each team, and try and predict which players will go to what teams in the first round of the draft.
But Todd's first pick is Michigan defensive end AIDAN Hutchinson, heading to the Detroit Lions, not too far from where he plays his college ball.
The postseason dreams are over for close to half the NFL teams now. While many clubs are preparing for a Super Bowl quest, other teams are already doing their homework for the 2022 draft. We published our first midseason mock draft back in October. It's time to unveil our latest projections for the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft. And one quick note, the draft order is courtesy of Tankathon.com. Number 1, Detroit Lions, AIDAN Hutchinson. With no 5-star quarterback prospect in the draft, the Lions will just have to take the best player available. It's a virtual toss-up between Hutchinson and KAYVON THIBODEAUX. Hutchinson's toughness and physical edge make him the perfect fit for the roster Dan Campbell wants to build. Can't go wrong with either, but we like Hutchinson here just a little bit more. Number 2, Jacksonville Jaguars, KAYVON THIBODEAUX. The team that holds the number 2 pick will happily take whoever remains between Hutchinson and THIBODEAUX. Jacksonville could use help on the offensive line, but adding THIBODEAUX to a front 7 that already includes Josh Allen and DeJuan Smoot will be too difficult to pass up. Plus, you know, it's always smart for a franchise in shambles to go with the best player available. Number 3, Houston Texans, Evan Neal. Houston already has a franchise offensive tackle in Laramie Tunsil, but teams like the Dallas Cowboys, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and New Orleans Saints have shown that it never hurts to invest so much in the pass protection game. We'd be shocked if the Texans reached for a QB this early. They have so many options with this pick, but if the draft were held today, they'd be wise to pair Neal and Tunsil. Houston's starting QB in 2022, whoever that is, will be very appreciative of it. Number 4, New York Jets, Derek Stingley Jr. The Jets addressed offense in the 2021 draft. Now it's time to repair a defense that's surprisingly awful despite the talents of Quinnen Williams, Marcus May, and John Franklin Myers. The Jets desperately need help in the secondary. Stingley is the top cornerback prospect in this draft and would give Robert Saleh a reliable shutdown guy to complement a promising-looking front 7. Number 5, New York Giants, from Chicago Bears, Tyler Linderbaum. Doesn't matter who's behind center for the G-Men in 2022, they have to do something about the offensive line that's been a mess for half a decade and counting. Iowa center Tyler Linderbaum is exactly what Saquon Barkley and the Giants' next QB need. He's almost a sure thing to succeed and would immediately change the dynamic of this wretched pass protection group. Number 6, New York Giants, Charles Cross. Oh hey, what do you know? Another pick for the Giants. May as well double down and take another lineman to help out Linderbaum and Andrew Thomas. While using back-to-back picks on offensive linemen, you'd have to think at least one of these guys will pan out. And if they both do, well, the G-Men could be well on their way to forming an elite O-line. Number 7, New York Jets, from Seattle Seahawks, Kyle Hamilton. The Jamal Adams trade will give the Jets the chance to double down in the secondary here. Hamilton, the stud Notre Dame safety, is a unique, versatile talent with great size, range, speed, and physicality. Sounds like the game wrecker the hapless Jets could use. Number 8, Carolina Panthers, Malik Willis. Sam Darnold is not the answer. Cam Newton's return to Carolina didn't amount to much either. Yep, Carolina needs a new QB. Barring a trade for someone like Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, it would be a stunner if the Panthers didn't take a quarterback. Willis's slick arm and elite rushing ability would make him a beautiful fit in an offense that already includes DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey. Number 9, Atlanta Falcons, Kenny Pickett. Atlanta may have to reach for a QB, but hey, so be it. Time to move on from Matt Ryan and rebuild with a new franchise signal caller. Take your pick as to whom Atlanta should select at their first rounder, but we'd love to see Kenny Pickett and Arthur Smith's offense. With great accuracy and superb pocket mobility, Pickett would add a new element to an otherwise potent Falcons offense. Number 10, Philadelphia Eagles. From Miami Dolphins, Garrett Wilson. The Eagles hit a home run with the Devonta Smith selection last year. We'd endorsed the idea of giving Jalen Hurts another chance to establish himself as a franchise QB, but it is also vital to upgrade his supporting cast. Outside of Smith, the Eagles lack quality playmakers at the receiver position. With Wilson, the Eagles would be getting a guy who can stretch the field with his route running abilities and speed. That is just what this offense needs. Number 11, Philadelphia Eagles, Devin Lloyd. The Philly defense has been better than expected in 2021. That's mostly thanks to a strong secondary led by Darius Slay and Avonte Maddox, though. With veteran pass rushers Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham getting up there in age, Philly would be wise to find a new star to build the front seven around. The Eagles have a glaring need at linebacker, and Lloyd is the guy who can fill that void immediately. Number 12, Minnesota Vikings, AHMAD GARDNER. Cornerback remains the ultimate problem in the land of 10,000 lakes. Many shouldn't really second-guess this pick. They're mostly set on offense and have a strong front seven on D. Cornerback has been a glaring hole for a while, and Gardner's strong coverage skills make him a must-have for the Vikings. Number 13, New Orleans Saints, Jameson Williams. With no Michael Thomas in 2021, the need for another wideout in New Orleans became much more obvious. It doesn't matter who the Saints start at QB in 2022, they'll need some better weapons to throw the ball to. The Saints could really use any of the top wideout prospects in this class, but we'd love to see Sean Payton implement Jameson Williams into an offense that already includes Thomas and Alvin Kamara. Las Vegas Raiders, KAYIR ELAM. Releasing Damon Arnett only adds to the Raiders' need to find a cornerback in this draft. They hit a home run with the Nate Hobbs selection, but you can't have too many corners in a division that includes Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, and Courtland Sutton. Pairing Elam with Hobbs would give that secondary the boost it needs. Let's just hope the Raiders don't overthink this and reach for someone that they could get in round 2 or 3 here. Number 15, Pittsburgh Steelers, Desmond Ridder. It's pretty obvious that someone not named Ben Roethlisberger will be Pittsburgh's starting QB in 2022. If they don't land a big-name guy like Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers in a trade, the Steelers should take the risk and reach for a quarterback here. Ridder, a Cincinnati product, would probably need to sit for his rookie year. But how many chances will Pittsburgh get to find their QB of the future? Number 16, George Karlaftis. Denver could take a QB here if they don't acquire a big-name veteran via trade or free agency. But for now, they should keep an eye on the top pass rushers available in the draft. Von Miller is gone, and Bradley Chubb has dealt with injuries. Karlaftis is a star who would add even more juice to a defense that already boasts one of the league's best secondaries. Number 17, Cincinnati Bengals, EKWONU. The Bengals certainly aren't regretting taking Jamar Chase over Penei Sewell, but make no mistake, they have to use their first-round selection on the O-line here. Joe Burrow is still taking way too many hits. North Carolina's EKWONU would be a wonderful addition to a young, up-and-coming offensive unit. Having him anchor the tackle position alongside Jonah Williams would make Burrow a very happy man. Number 18, Cleveland Browns, Chris Olave. The Browns are comfortably set in most areas, but they undoubtedly need a new top receiver. Odell Beckham Jr. just didn't fit that role, and Jarvis Landry is better suited as a number 2 option. Olave is the ultimate red zone weapon. He is just what Baker Mayfield needs in what could very well be a make-or-break season for the former first overall pick. Maybe Olave is that final piece that Baker's been missing this entire time in Cleveland. Number 19, Washington Football Team, Drake London. Wouldn't be a surprise to see Washington target a QB, but we'd like to see them find another talented pass catcher to complement Terry McLaurin and tight end Logan Thomas. Adding London to this arsenal would give Washington a dangerous pass catching group that can begin to compete with the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC East. Number 20, Buffalo Bills, Trevor Penning. The Bills' rushing game has been, well, non-existent in 2021, and the regression in pass protection has prevented Josh Allen from repeating his 2020 breakout season. So, taking an offensive lineman with their first-round pick should be an easy call for the Bills. Iowa star Trevor Penning is NFL-ready and capable of slotting into a starting position right away. Number 21, Philadelphia Eagles, from Indianapolis Colts, Kenyon Green. Having already addressed their needs at receiver and along their defensive front seven with 2 earlier picks, Philly can shift the focus toward their next organizational need. Scouts have raved about Green's run blocking skills, and that sounds like something the Eagles could utilize with Jalen Hurts as their quarterback. Number 22, Miami Dolphins. From San Francisco 49ers, David OJABO. Miami has to love the foundation they've built on defense with guys like Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and Javon Holland in the secondary, and youngster Jalen Phillips dominating in the trenches. But the Dolphins could use an upgrade at linebacker. And the Michigan product fits the mold on this defense. Adding OJABO to a super talented unit might help take this Miami defense to a whole new level. Number 23, Los Angeles Chargers, Jordan Davis. The Chargers' only notable flaw is the run defense. Joey Bosa could use some help on the defensive line, and Georgia stalwart Jordan Davis would make for quite the sidekick. Davis controls the interior of the D-line with his hulking 340-pound frame. He can cause quite the disruption up the middle. Number 24, Detroit Lions. From Los Angeles Rams, Jahan Dotson. With so many roster flaws, the Lions could go in any direction here. But wide receiver may be their most pressing need. And if Detroit decides to stick with Jared Goff for at least one more year, upgrading the supporting cast around him should be a priority. Look for Detroit to use one of their first rounders on the best offensive skill position guy available. Number 25, Baltimore Ravens, Andrew Booth Jr. Injuries to Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey have highlighted Baltimore's lack of depth in the secondary. Yeah, the unit will rebound if both are back at full strength in 2022, but at the same time, you can never have too many elite man-to-man corners. The Ravens have a knack for getting the most out of their rookies. Adding Booth to help out against the many prolific offenses in the AFC would be a giant win for GM Eric DeCosta and company. Number 26, Dallas Cowboys, Roger McCreary. Dallas has 2 new cornerstones to build the defense around in Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons. But hey, why stop there? They still lack true playmaking defensive backs outside of Diggs, which brings us to McCreary. McCreary displays remarkable quickness and ball tracking abilities that would make him a great use to defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. Dallas should take the top corner that remains on the board, and we project that to be McCreary here. Number 27, Kansas City Chiefs, Treylon Burks. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are one of the NFL's elite pass-catching duos, but the Chiefs lack a suitable number 3 option to complement those two, and it is imperative that they address it in the offseason. Arkansas wideout Treylon Burks just feels like the perfect fit, at least on paper. With great size at 6'3" and 225 pounds, this big-bodied red zone threat would give Patrick Mahomes yet another matchup nightmare to feed the ball to. Number 28, Arizona Cardinals, Nakobe Dean. Assuming Chandler Jones leaves in free agency, Arizona will have a major hole to fill at linebacker. If he's available here, the 2021 Butkus Award winner would be a grade A addition to the Cardinals defense. The sky would be the limit with Dean, J.J. Watt, Budda Baker, Isaiah Simmons, and Zaven Collins leading the way. Number 29, Tennessee Titans, Zion Johnson. Tennessee struck out on the Isaiah Wilson selection in 2020, and they've still yet to fill the void left by Jack Conklin. The run blocking for Derrick Henry hasn't been a problem, but the pass protection for Ryan Tannehill remains a major concern. Johnson, the Boston College guard, would greatly help with Tennessee's pass blocking issues. Number 30, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, George Pickens. The Bucs will have problems keeping their star-studded group of offensive weapons together in 2022. If Chris Godwin prices himself out of Tampa, it will only increase the Bucs' desperation to find a cheap replacement. Georgia receiver George Pickens would be a smart pick. The 6'3", 200-pound wideout would complement Mike Evans as a deep threat who can consistently work the middle of the field. Number 31, New England Patriots, Trent McDuffie. This pick is based off the assumption that the Patriots don't retain superstar J.C. Jackson. Even if Jackson stays, Bill Belichick never shies away from loading up on reliable lockdown corners. Adding McDuffie to the Pats secondary would be a nightmare for the rest of the AFC. Number 32, Green Bay Packers, Trayvon Walker. There aren't many weaknesses on Green Bay's defense, but they could use some extra run stopping and interior pass rushing support. 2022 will mark the contract years for the Packers' 2-star pass rushers, Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith. The Pack should think ahead here and draft a major talent like Walker who can lead their front seven in the event of one or both of them leaving. But who Who do you think your favorite team should take in the 2022 draft? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.